hope this answers your request.
Yeah, yes it does. Well, just for the public, the state had passed a law, I think about 4 or 5 years ago, 4 years ago maybe, that if the surplus at an authority gets to a certain point, that the municipality is allowed to request a 5% on that, and that's what they're doing because of their surplus. I think a few years ago we had made a similar request at that point.
And that's where
that came in. So that's what I had proposed to do this time, if I could get the numbers, but first I had to have the numbers in order to make the right request, which I've now received the numbers, and I appreciate getting those.
I wanted you to be aware that the sewage authority would look favorably on a joint project, something that will both benefit both agencies.
And I, right off the top of my head, naturally the committee would have to make that decision, but once we come in and file for the money, and if we get that amount, then we can look into it. It sounds like a good suggestion as far as I'm concerned. It's up to you. Anybody else have any comments on that? I think it's a good idea because pretty soon we're going to have that heavy rain. We're going to have also run down our streets again. If that Cleveland Avenue can help us out, I think we'll be quite all right.
Well, I do want, our storage, when we have a heavy rain, it doesn't rain sewage, okay? No. And that's not the only thing that runs down the streets. And that's a very minor part of what's going on. Unfortunately, it is a problem. And we are, in our capital program for our year 2007-2008, we are addressing many of those problems. And like I said, we have a capital improvement program of $3,500,000, approximately $3,500,000 for different repairs and infrastructure repairs and repairs in the plant that we are planning to complete. And in fact, Tony was at the meeting last night, so he is well aware of that. But on another note, at our last night's meeting, but in our August 21st meeting, you came to the meeting and to ask about negotiations of the DuPont contract, and one of the things that came up was our re-rating. And I think the deputy mayor asked how he could help, and I sent a letter to you about contacting Mr. Joe Kaczynski of the DEP. I'm just wondering what type of an answer you have received on that.
Paul, I have sent a letter to the DEP, but not in the exact words that you had wanted. It was for, is the DEP going to give you any more upgrading or increase your rating? And I am still waiting for an answer.
You didn't call?
I've gotten a lot of verbal answers upon and the verbal answer is not what we want. We want something in writing from the gentleman that you wanted. Here we are. The letter that I sent to the sewage authority to the DEP some time ago, requesting whether or not, I sent this on July the 19th, as mayor, requesting a written response on the capacity of the Gardens Point sewage plant. I would also like to know the ability of the plant to expand if the authority chooses not to move forward with their regional sewage project, which will connect with DuPont. I'm still waiting for that answer.
Okay, so that's a little different than...
Yes, what you requested, and I have that right here. Okay. You requested as discussion on October 29th, be beneficial for me to write a letter proposing a plan from 1.3 to 1.8. Is that correct?
No. We have a wastewater management plan already up there. It's been up there since June of 2006, over a year, okay? Mm-hmm. We requested that the DEP allow us to re-rate our plant
1.8 or 1.6? You first told me 1.6. I read it and you said
1.8. It's in the letter.
I said that.
You said he was wrong, it was 1.6.
You said that I was wrong when I said 1.8. You told me I was wrong. Maybe you didn't hear yourself.
No.
Over it is.
But what I'm trying to say is, currently we are at the maximum, at 1.3. That is what the plant was rated at in 1988 when we upgraded, okay?
Right.
We are at our maximum. We are not violating any permits whatsoever, and that's why we are on a case-by-case basis as far as surge. We feel, with some modifications to the plant, that we will be able to go to 1.8 million gallons. So there are minor modifications, not a major renovation like we had in 1988. What I'm asking for you is to call Mr. Novinsky and say, hey, look, their request has been up there for a year and 3 months, and you have not acted on it. You have told them that they would have an answer in December of 2007 or 6, December of 2006. We were told that we'd have an answer, and he never answered us. All we're asking you is, you as mayor, if you could maybe help push that process along just a little bit more. It would help Carney's Point Township out a lot. Especially since you came to us about the people that want to develop here in Carney's Point Township, and you told us that they're hesitating to develop because the sewer is not readily available. Well, I'm telling you that the sewer is available on a case-by-case basis, and it will continue to be available, and the DEP is not going to put any restrictions on us unless we violate our permits, and we have not done that yet. But if we had the re-rating, things would go a lot better for us and the township. So that's why I wrote this letter, at the request of the deputy mayor. So if anything you can do to help us with that would be greatly appreciated by the Sewerage Authority and by the people who want to develop here in Carney's Point Township.